I'm Amanda Leitner, and welcome to Rochester Rising, where we amplify the stories of Rochester entrepreneurs. Welcome to episode 130 of the podcast today. So today we sat down with the family team who owns Canvas and Chardonnay. Canvas and Chardonnay is a local business located on South Broadway that offers interactive group experiences, instructional painting and design sessions, private events, and fundraisers for organizations in the community. And this business is located in the heart of historic downtown Rochester. So this podcast today is also part of our Video Emerge series, where we talk with local entrepreneurs and talk about what they're excited about going on in the Rochester entrepreneurial community right now. So you can catch this podcast in a very shortened video form tomorrow. All right, so now on to the podcast with Leah, Tyler, and Eileen of Canvas and Chardonnay.
I'm Leah B.
I'm Eileen.
Tyler Aug. We just had a meeting. So Carly McElroy over at RDA has been working her butt off to get alley activation going in Rochester, because our alleyways are a little frumpy and we get so much traffic from UMR and just all this kind of back alley, kind of business connections in a way. And I know there's a lot of features that she's bringing in. We're doing like lighting roofs with like high tension wire. She's been doing huge call outs to artists for doing, mural projects and door projects. So we've been having meetings that we want to plan an event between us and Cafe Steam and kind of utilize our little cove area, call it the Cove. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just a day of like arts and food and drink and just kind of a start to an announcement, of this alley activation and doing like
utilizing artists.
For sure, yeah.
They're doing a door project too, so there will be vinyl doors with different artists on each door.
So it'll be kind of a surprise mural reveal as well too, which is kind of the heart of that event.
Also, other events. I mean, there's music happening all the time,
Mm-hmm.
all week. Not even just on weekends anymore. There's weekday. We have it on Tuesday nights here, which has created a totally different community. We've met a lot of new people.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of local artists. We don't have like really a bar scene here. We do offer alcohol, but people are coming to just listen to the music rather than eating and drinking, and then music is added. It's been more of an intimate experience here as well.
And it's been a really positive to kind of see an influx of people who are new to town, because we just don't really see the kind of traffic that's kind of slowly integrating in the community. And so we get a lot of people that are like, wow, this is great, this is going on, we're new to town, we're always looking for things to do.
What is there to do? People say there's nothing to do in Rochester.
Yeah. And we're
all you
like,
have to do is hop on Facebook,
Yeah.
and there's so many events. Rochester Posse has a bunch
try
of
to
events.
keep a good
like
schedule going.
just adding any community event that's going on.
And just knowing the range of businesses too, and arts and entertainment, and a lot of businesses have been really good about being more open to that and inviting to doing kind of special events and
Guest artists.
I'm really excited that Blue Duck just Annie Max was it not the happy hour, but what was she calling that? It's already sold out, but that sounds like an awesome thing too.
Yeah. And they're doing beats and brunch over there too. Just like
a venti group. Yeah.
Everybody's kind of working together in a way now too. It's not just like exclusive. People are more open to working with other people, which is important.
Yeah.
You can't just do it on your own. It takes a whole village or city.
And we try to do as much as we can and not get overwhelmed or lose sight of our programming. And so.
Well, multiple generations working together too, and not, attitudes about working with other businesses. We all do better when we all do better. And it's, a cliche statement, but it's so true. Yeah. It is.
And just the way social media is being used is a really important tool to that, as we're all plotting and scheming in all these, messages, that it's really a great community connector.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great
Yeah. It's
way
like
to
even though we're
connect.
talking there, we're planning on showing up so we can feed off of the real energy,
Yeah.
in doing live things. So, yeah, I think that's strong. The game has gotten much stronger, and people have been a lot more proactive to it. Yeah.
So Canvas and Chardonnay started as just a paint and sip studio in 2013, and then when we took over in 2018 of May of last year, we decided that we needed to have some more art classes happening here. So we have a bunch of fiber art classes, we have macrame classes, plant classes. Basically, you sign up online and you show up, and we have an instructor for each class that guides you through whether you've done it before or not. You can do it. And most classes take like 2 hours, sometimes 2.5 hours. If you sign up for our woven tapestry class, it takes more like 4 hours, but it's worth it. And then we have live music every Tuesday. We have added some weekend nights for music as well. And
Yeah, late night.
yeah, late night, which has been fun too. After class, come in for a music sesh with some local
It's always
musicians.
a different crowd. Yeah.
Our friend Rosie Skipper, she also runs Rochester Posse with Tyler. She's been planning all of our music events, and she's been a great person to work with on that.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting groups coming up. A
Yeah.
lot of stuff that's new to us too. And
Yeah,
So we're excited
new
about
people
that.
we're meeting. So yeah, it's a relaxing space. We used to fit about 60 people, and we took that down to 45 to have a little bit more room for people to be comfortable. We have a couch that you can come and hang out on if you don't want to paint. But yeah, it's a really relaxing atmosphere. We do have wine and beer. Tyler is our beer guy, so he picks out new beers all the time, which
Try
is
to keep up.
exciting to
Yeah.
see. But we also have non-alcoholic beverages, and then our great friends next door at Cafe Steam have wonderful non-alcoholic beverages as well.
Yeah.
We have music going in between each step, and we switch up the playlist, so we're not just playing one genre the whole night. So we have a lot of fun here.
Yeah.
It's a great place to meet new people and learn something new. Take it home and hopefully hang it up on the wall too. Or if you make a plant, if you have a plant, come to the plant class, you can have that on your windowsill or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Get people out of their comfort zones.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are always like, "Oh, I've never painted
I
before.
can't do it."
I can't do it." And it's like, no, you just gotta get into it. And
Yeah.
very
We have
step-by-step
great
breakdown.
instructors too that
Yeah.
are really friendly and just make it a lot more simple than you even think when you walk in too.
We've also been able to kind of expand the demographic here and notice a lot more young people coming in,
Yeah.
more men, more children, and just have created a place that people feel really comfortable to be, laugh, get together with friends, parties, bachelorette parties and
Oh yeah. That's
graduation parties and different things, and just have found a different venue to get together with their family and friends.
Yeah, we
We're-
do private events too. So we've had people do graduation parties here, and we're always open to any ideas that people have. We've had art markets here recently too, which has been fun, having different local artists come in and sell their work here.
Yeah, we do kind of a vinyl night where people can bring in their own vinyl to play or purchase vinyl. We've got like kind of a local vendor out of the Midwest that stops in, and he's always got new stuff. And that we open up to Monday nights. And then Chad Allen's been hosting community talks too, where we pick a subject once a month, and we just had Rick Morris come in. He's with the Sierra Club, and it's just nice to have just a moment to kind of have a public engagement point in a way. I think for the first one that we had this past week, it was a positive experience. And I think
definitely.
it also brought kind of half the room who was younger and half the room older, kind of climate change activists kind of come together and be like where we're at. And even though it's a smaller group, it's just definitely a start. to all that engagement. And I think that connects them further down the line.
Yeah, art and community space where people of all ages, however you identify, are welcome.
Yeah, for sure.
We also have yoga here too. A great friend of ours, Vanna, she highlights an astrological sign each month, and she's an incredible instructor too. And we hope to add more yoga sessions this fall as well for daytime hours. So.
Yeah, and we've got our emporium back here. We sell a lot of rocks,
crystals, plants, hand-picked books. So it's not just random books that people dumped off. We go out and look for books that we find that we have either read and loved or that we know other people will love. And random vintage items.
Yeah, and then we've got jewelry artists from in town here, as well as Winona and
Zen Magic, LL. Also, if you want to do a paint night and you know somebody that is hard of hearing or deaf, we also have an American Sign Language interpreter here as well. So we've done a lot of events with them where they can come in and enjoy something with being able to understand the steps. So that's important too.
And back to the Emporium, I think our hope is that more and more people, as they walk by, will take a longer peek inside and say, oh, I'm going to go in there and check out what they have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we are seeing that happen, so it's really cool.
Take advantage of these great windows for retail,
My friend Lisa Schneider opened the studio in April of 2013, and I was probably the first employee. I think there's one other person that started along with me, and I was kind of nervous to teach a paint class, so I declined at first. So I was like, I will be there, but I will not be teaching. And I worked here for a few months, and then she did some renovations in 2014 where she expanded the studio and redid the back area. So there's more storage space, more sinks for customers to clean out their jars, so they weren't having to give us the jars to go in the back and clean. But she wanted to move to Florida, so it was kind of a back and forth between when she was going to move and what was going to happen. But 2018, last year, the beginning of the year, she was very serious about wanting to sell, and I didn't want to work anywhere else. I love this space. I love meeting new people. I love instructing. I love learning things from customers who have never painted before, because that's a thing. And so I talked to Tyler, my partner, and my mother, Eileen, and I'm like, how do we make this happen? So I had a lot of ideas for what I wanted to happen in this space that maybe weren't in the plans for her at the time. And when we saw the opportunity, we made it happen. And our LLC, we got all planned out. Rochester Art Heads, that's where Art Heads comes from. And
didn't take us very long to decide to do this together either.
It was kind of like a 2-week, let's get moving on this. And it's been the most wild and wonderful year of my entire life. Yep.
Yeah, I have a couple of moments when I'm here. One day I was cutting out paper for a project, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is my job. I love this place. I love this job. I love what we're offering in this space.
Yeah.
It's just really a cool place to be.
Yeah, so there's never been like a second, did we make the wrong decision? It's always getting better. And us three, we work really well together too. We don't have really any disagreements. And if we have different views on something, we talk it out. And we figure out what works for all of us and what works for our community and our employees and our ever-changing demographic of customers. So, yeah, it's been a great year, and I'm grateful to Lisa, who opened this space. It was the first of its kind in southeast Minnesota. There was nothing like it. She visited a place in Colorado and said, Rochester needs it, and a lot of people were not sure about it, but this is exactly what Rochester needs, an arts community that supports beginner artists too. Programming is important, and programming that people want is important, and planning for it months in advance is important as well, and not stressing yourself out, because sometimes things don't work out, and that's life, and it's still wonderful. Sometimes you have to cancel a class because there's 5 blizzards. And I'm not happy about it, but we'll see you next week.
It's all kind of a wonderful experiment.
It is.
You know, Thursday nights we could look at our signups, and then come Friday morning, we're like sold out. I mean, Rochester can be kind of
very last minute.
Wonderful last minute kind of vibe.
And sometimes, I'll put something on the calendar that I'm like, I have this in my house. I love this. And 2 people sign up for it. And I'm still going to come and teach it. But yeah, that's been interesting, just figuring out what people want and how to instruct. I mean, I've been instructing for 6 years now, but it's always changing. And each class is different, too, depending on who's here and what they already know and what their struggles are.
And it's always worth the risk of trying new things and bringing new things into our
and if it doesn't work,
schedule.
Then you just don't do it again.
Yeah.
But saying something that you said before too, we learn from our customers. So I'm just starting to instruct pretty much, and I'm a teacher by trade, but starting to instruct, and I find myself remembering something that I learned from a student, the way they did it, the way they learned it.
Because what was easier for them.
Yeah, we have a different learning styles, and so I incorporate that into my teaching, and it really does work.
It does.
We appreciate the customers who come in here and teach us.
Yeah. And as far as struggles or anything with each other too, because running a business with your life partner and your daughter or mother has its own little quirks too. But we're big communicators. I think that's why we thought this is going to be okay in the beginning, because we know how to communicate our feelings and we know how to talk about what's working or what's not working. The only thing I've noticed is less time with each other, more time with each other in the business, but less time hanging out on the couch or watching a television show together, or doing a project that doesn't have to go on the calendar with each other, or taking trips together. So that's changed and shifted a little bit, but ultimately it's a good thing. We're in our prime. That's what we say. We're in our prime. Let's just do all the things for as long as we possibly can.
I think the only difficult end of that has just been not knowing when FedEx is going to show up on days. That's probably about
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes that gets a little weird.
When's the freight coming? Yeah. Because
we need canvases.
Our supplier said that it wasn't coming today.
Because they couldn't find our
It's always
product.
Other people's communication.
Yeah. I think Tyler plays in a big part on resources, just because the way Tyler and I met each other was through essentially Rochester Posse. He has been very active in the arts community and just with local businesses in general. So he's been a great connection for us, just to have support from local businesses and meet new people that Tyler already knew, but maybe we didn't know yet. So
met so many great
you've
people.
Been an asset to the business in multiple ways that aren't always mentioned. But yeah, I feel like our community, we have a great arts community, and sometimes that fluctuates a little bit.
Yeah.
But ultimately, when you're open to working together with other businesses and other humans in general, usually it works out for the best.
Yeah, because that first month, because we had to take a month off when we did all our renovations and got everything prepped.
A week off.
Yeah.
We took a week off.
Yeah.
When we rebranded.
Right.
Yeah, we did not take a month off.
It was going to be a month, but
we thought it was going to take a long time, but we got
yeah.
all of the renovations and the rebranding done in a week.
Yeah. And
That was exciting.
I think
that was
That was an intense week.
I don't know how much I ate that week. I think we ate pizza all week from Pasquale's.
I think because
Shout
we
out
got
to
through
Pasquale.
that week, we are stronger right now than ever.
That was a rough week. I still like you guys.
That's what it takes, yeah. I think, and then we had a strong media presence before on Facebook.
Yeah, we had like
and just followers and
17,000
engagement.
followers when we took over, and now we have a little over 19,000 followers.
Yeah.
But that's always helpful to just have a community of customers that support our business too. It's not just about local businesses that support us. It's about the people that come in the doors and want to create with us too.
It allows for people always are requesting things, and there's just a lot of good feedback through that as an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, it's our new television for this generation too.
Facebook and
In so
Instagram.
many ways. So it's kind of learning that.
We
She
weren't very
puts so
present.
much work into that.
Yeah,
It's a whole.
I love social media and being present on there and engaging with customers and new friends on there too. But yeah, we didn't have an Instagram presence before, but I found that doing ads and just posting, just random like giveaways on Facebook and Instagram has been very helpful to our business as well.
So that was kind of getting that going and keeping that presence going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I hope to keep adding new projects, learning what people want. And it's not necessarily just painting anymore. We do have like other businesses in town that are doing similar things to what we have going on. But like Tyler was saying, we have a very large social media presence, and people know who we are, and they know our kind of instruction that we have to offer too. So I'm confident that the more projects we add, the more people will get in the doors here too, and more people will get to meet and create with. But yeah, I'd like to just start adding. We have a ton of ideas that maybe haven't made it to the calendar yet, but will this year definitely.
Finding that,
Rosie is finding a lot of new musicians to perform here too, which is really exciting. Awesome. And we had Mark Malman here last week doing a book signing and a book reading and music, which was a new kind of performance for us as well. We have some kind of theater performance this summer coming up with McKay Bram, House of Larva. So yeah, we just want to keep Rochester as weird as possible.
Yeah.
And
really want to be open to letting people know and feel that this is a kind of cooperative space too, and that we always are open to work on new ideas and new programming and kind of inspire each other along those lines.
Definitely. We have guest artists all the time too that don't necessarily work here on payroll, but we've had like Cassandra Buck come in and teach something. We've had Amarama comes in every month.
Yeah, it's so good to bring that
and then
energy
like
in here.
Vanna with yoga. I'm trying to think. I'm probably missing a few people, but
well, when the corn tower needs saving,
Chad Allen.
Things happen.
Chad
like
Allen
that.
has always got great ideas for what we can be doing here too. So we just we're open to welcoming new artists to come in and share their craft, and we also have some really cool ideas too. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
We've got a lot on these minds.
And
They're always going.
And kids camp, we tried like a test run week last summer that went really well.
It was awesome.
And so we're definitely going to be going after that.
Yeah, this year we have 3 kids camps.
And that's a week of programming, different little activities every day, field trips,
architectural little walks, Rochester Art Center visits, and
that's always a great group.
First week of June and first week of
I think it's
second week of July and first week of August.
Yeah.
You can find all of our classes on our website, canvasandchardonnay.com, and just click on upcoming events or upcoming classes. And then we're very present on Facebook and Instagram, Canvas and Chardonnay on both. We also have a Facebook and Instagram for Rochester Art Huts. So if you want to stay tuned with more of the music events that we have going on and what we're doing, with the community, that's a great thing to follow too, Rochester Art Huts. Yeah. Rochester Posse is an awesome media outlet to follow as well. They're on Facebook and Instagram.
All the things going on.
All the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks so much to Leah, Tyler, and Eileen for sharing their stories today on the podcast. And like I mentioned, this is part of our Emerge video podcast series, so you can check out the video version of this story tomorrow. So next week, we'll actually be hosting a new event in the community, a communication session focused on mental health. This event will take place Tuesday, May 21st from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at Collider 424. So this is our very first communication session focused on mental health and wellness. This session will be a safe space to communicate mental wellness challenges with the goal to help create a community of support for Rochester entrepreneurs. So join us. You can find more information on our Facebook event page or on Eventbrite. Get your ticket and we hope to see you there. So if you're an avid listener of the podcast and you own a business, a Rochester-based business, consider connecting your brand to our podcast audience by becoming a podcast sponsor. For more details on podcast sponsorship, you can send us an email at rochesterrising@gmail.com. That's rochesterrising@gmail.com. You can always connect with us via email, or you can find more stories of entrepreneurship on our website at rochesterrising.org. You can also find us at Facebook and Twitter under the handle Rochester Rising, on Instagram using the handle RochesterRising_MN, and we are also on YouTube, so check us out. All right, that's a wrap for the podcast today. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or wherever you consume your podcast content so that you never miss a story of innovation and entrepreneurship coming out of Rochester, Minnesota. We'll see you here again next week with a brand new episode.